Hello, hello, hello. Welcome in to my world. Welcome. Happy Friday. Hope you are having a beautiful, beautiful day. Today, I decided to do this very spontaneous live and speak about claiming your corner of the industry. Spontaneous because I just hopped off a call with someone who shared a bit of her challenges when it comes to presenting her services, her offers, her genius, and not really knowing how to move forward. And this individual is an absolute genius in her stuff. She writes incredible, potent, very, very, very high level information, knowledge, science on how to raise your kids, how kids are developing throughout different stages of life, how parents can help them grow into and develop into very well-rounded human beings and adults. And her work is not just fundamental, but also it has so much potential to really change the whole world with the way people raise their kids, with the way people educate them in schools, and so much more. And yet her challenge is to sell her services, to sell her books, to sell her genius, so that more people actually understand how incredibly beneficial this is and how essentially it would change the world for the better. So in the conversation, it became very clear to me what was her obstacle and what she needed to change. The thing was that she knows her genius, she knows her stuff, she knows her shit. She really, really, really nailed it. And she already is in this industry for years and decades. She has been doing it for 20 or even almost 30 years now. And yet, she still doesn't know, like, how the hell do I put this work out there? How the hell do I do it? I tried with a podcast. I tried posting some posts on LinkedIn. I have been trying things here and there, reaching out to certain universities or educational organizations, and somehow it's still not working. So this is exactly what we're going to dive in today's live, because I want you to take away the nuggets on how to claim your corner of the industry and how important it is to create your corner of the industry in your unique way, so that people actually understand what you're all about and how beneficial your work is, and that they shouldn't really skip that corner of the world, and they should actually enter it and make the most out of your gifts, also paying you for your gifts, right? So that's what we're going to talk about today. Hello, August. Hi, Michael. Good to see you. Whoever is joining, say hi. I would love to see who is listening to this conversation. So, the very first metaphor that I want to share with you is, imagine you are in a giant market where they sell all sorts of amazing things. They sell street food and different types of fruit stands, and they're selling clothes, and they're selling craftsy things, and they're selling, I don't know, necklaces and diamonds and this and that and paintings and textile and basically everything that you can possibly imagine. And in that giant market, as you're walking through it and it's really busy and people are asking you questions and they're offering you things and they want to sell you something, what's your immediate reaction when they're offering you something? Oftentimes you have this repelling experience, right? You're like, I don't want to do anything with this. And yet, when you see a stand, when you see a little corner, which seems very cozy, it's like it's very well designed, it's very well presented, it seems very welcoming. You can even smell this smell that feels very inviting. And the person who is sitting there or standing there, they're not in your face like this. They're not like basically shoving it down your throat, but they seem to be just minding their own business because they know that the right people are going to come and experience whatever they have created the space to experience by themselves. And if they will have questions, they will ask those questions, right? So the idea behind is to paint a picture of how repelling certain corners can be and how inviting other corners can be. So my idea with this live is for you to build your own corner in the industry so that you invite people, so you magnetize people, so that you don't repel them in any way. But because you mind your own business, or as I call it, your soul's business, you create your own little cozy corner. It doesn't feel like this, forgotten corner with, I don't know, spider webs all over the place that where nobody wants to go and they've kind of skipped that part anyway. But it feels like it becomes this corner in the industry, in the market, where people want to hang out and they want to go and experience that magic and they want to go and ask questions because they want to know what is this all about? What kind of magic is being sold there, right? So I certainly know so many times I have went into a shop, or even here in Itacaré in Bahia, Brazil, whenever I go on the main street, when I see that the place, the shop or whatever it is, that has somewhat an energy of like, maybe they want too much from me. There's some kind of a neediness, and I'm maybe even the lights are too bright, or there's just too much going on. I don't even want to enter that place. I don't even want to interact with that person. But whenever I see that it feels very inviting, it feels like they're not going to present themselves right away, but give me space, give me time to kind of flirt with this space. I am given the space to go and explore and discover by myself and get curious about what they're selling, what kind of amazing things they're providing, and what is this place all about. That curiosity that is being sparked is exactly what leads me to ask questions and reach out and have a conversation with the person who is sitting behind the counter and stuff like that. So that is what we want to create with our business. That is what we want to create by owning our corner of the industry, claiming that corner of the industry, creating a safe space, a cozy place, a place where it feels like, oh, it's like home. Like, I don't feel like there's any hostility, any pushiness, any sleazy sales type of situation going on. It just feels like a human to human connection. It feels like an interaction between two souls rather than someone who needs something from the other person. It doesn't feel like just a transactional experience, but it feels like a really deep experience with another human being, with another space. So when you enter that corner of the industry, it feels like, oh, I'm entering that person's reality. And because it feels like a great experience to be in that reality, I want to experience more of that reality. And because of that, I want to purchase something from them. I want to purchase and experience whatever it is that they're offering. I want to bring a piece of that to my world so that I can see that sculpture or that piece of textile or that carpet or that cup or whatever it is that I found in that market, in that corner of the market. So I painted that picture inside of your head to really feel into what it means to claim your corner in the industry. Now, let's go back to what I was sharing when it comes to this person that I had a conversation with. So this person who I had a conversation with, like I said, incredible human being, absolutely magnificent information, magnificent offers and services and products that she is providing. The issue was that her side or her corner of the industry was completely neglected, forgotten. She really didn't know how to present herself in a way that is understandable. If anyone would somehow stumble upon her corner of the industry, people would get confused because the way she presented her offers was just not inviting. And so in this kind of situation, the number one is always owning your genius. Always owning your unique presentation, your unique approach, your unique products that you are creating. Everything that you're pouring your soul into, you have to own it. You have to really feel absolutely amazing and proud of what you're creating, right? But then the key is to present it in a way that is understandable, that is simple. And that was one of the biggest challenges for this individual, because her products and services and books and everything that she is doing has so much depth. It is extremely advanced. And I'm sure that a lot of people who are listening to this and who are in the business world, they have something that is really high level, very high quality, super amazing. And yet, very advanced language or overly advanced language, overly deep presentation makes people confused. So when they're confused, then they're not going to understand it. And because they're not going to understand it, they're not going to stay in your corner. And because they're not going to stay in your corner, they're not going to refer you. They're not going to purchase from you. They're not going to even come back. They will come to your corner of the market. They will see like, this is just too confusing. I don't understand. I don't get it. It's not for me. Bye. And they will turn around and they will never come back to that corner of the industry again. It will become that corner of the industry that is full of spider webs. So, how do you bridge the gap between where you are with your amazing zone of genius, with your amazing creations, even if they are very advanced? How do you bridge that gap to the people who need it, who will understand it, who will benefit from it? How do you bridge the gap to those people who might not even know that they need your services or products? They might not even know that what you're offering is exactly what they need. They might not even know that it's available. How do you do that? So the idea behind is always to educate. That's number one. Educate what it is that you are doing and why you are doing it. Educate, educate, educate. Why is that so important? That is important because, like I just said, a lot of people don't really understand why they need you. Why do they need your thing? Like even Apple, they were also in the very beginning of creation of the computers and all the other products that they were creating. People were laughing like, do you really think that this MP3 player is going to be successful, or that this tablet is going to be successful? Like, it makes no sense. Nobody needs this. People don't know what they need until it's there, until it's alive, until it's presented well, until it's educated enough for the individual to realize, like, holy moly, I actually always needed this thing. I can't imagine my life without it. So education is number one. But here's the thing. Here's the catch. A lot of people, and that is something that I keep on talking about in the previous lives, a lot of people diminish their gifts, diminish their services, diminish their offers in order to meet people where they're at. That's not what we're talking about here. What we're talking about here is you owning your advanced, amazing stuff, you owning your genius, in no shape or form dimming your life at all, but using your language in such a way that other people are going to understand how incredibly important it is for them to experience it. What does it mean? When I say educate, I say educate in a way that is understandable. Educate in a way that is simple to understand. Educate in a way that people, when they listen to your words, when they listen to your language, when they listen to your speech, when they read your words, when they read what it is that you're offering, they will be able to actually understand what it's all about. So let's take an example from this individual call that I had earlier today. She talks about cognitive resonance and how kids behave cognitively. Okay, how can you rephrase it so that a simple person will understand in simple words? What does it mean? How does a child think? How does a child make decisions? How does a child behave? You don't have to use all this advanced language to convey your message. What you can do instead is leave all that fancy language, very advanced language, in the products that you're offering. If it's a book with that kind of language, fine, leave it there. Explain what it means, but leave it there. But when you're presenting what it is that you're offering, present it in a way that is understandable. Simple words, simple sells, simple attracts, simple bridges gaps, simple starts conversations, simple makes people feel like they're being understood. They don't feel dumb. They don't feel stupid, like, oh, I don't get it. I don't understand what this means. I don't understand why it has to be so complicated. Why can't it be so simple and just like calm down, calm down from this super high level to where we can have a human-to-human conversation. So that's what it's all about, to educate in a simple language. Now, what I also want you to understand is that you need to be like water. In order to claim your corner of the industry, you need to be like water in order to flow and fill the gaps. Whenever you see that the individual who needs your services, whenever you see that they either don't understand something, they're missing something, they don't know what they want, they don't know if this is the solution to their problem, whenever you see that they still have some concerns, that there are still some objectives or objections that they have, maybe simply they're confused. Again, they're confused about some specific aspect of your offer. Then what do you need to do? You need to be like water and smoothen all of the sharp edges, smoothen all of the gaps, fill all of those gaps. How do you do that? By making sure that you address every single question, every single misunderstanding, every single objection, every single gap, simply because when you don't fill those gaps, then they will confuse themselves even more and they will leave. Confusion makes people repelled. Confusion makes people feel like not only that I don't get it, I also will never refer this to anyone else. It also makes me feel kind of weird about myself because I don't get it. So I feel like I feel stupid about the whole thing. And you don't want people to feel stupid. You want people to feel understood. You want people to feel like you're on the same page with them. You want people to feel like you're welcoming their concerns, their questions. You're welcoming them. So your corner of the market is that cozy place where anything is welcome. Anything is okay. They can be themselves. They can have stupid questions. This actually reminds me of back in the days when I was still working in the corporate world, and I myself had issues to raise questions because I thought that I will sound stupid. And you know what? At some point when I started working on myself, I was like, actually, I will raise those questions no matter what. Even if I feel very insecure about asking questions that might put me in some kind of an embarrassing situation, I will ask those questions anyway. And you know what? The right boss, the right manager, the right person who is leading the meeting, the person who actually has those questions is going to make you feel like even stupid questions are great questions, which basically means there are no stupid questions. And simply because I started asking those stupid questions, it created a safe space in the meetings. It started building trust within the team, within the individuals who were working on the same goal, on the same mission. So here's exactly the same thing. By inviting people to feel cozy and welcomed and accepted for their silly questions, you create a safe space and build trust. And therefore, you build a relationship that is built on a strong foundation. Trust, belief, acceptance, love. That is how you build a connection with an individual who wants to come back and who wants to continue feeling great in your presence, in your corner of the industry. So another thing is that you need to position yourself where you want to be positioned, right? So if you think about that huge market, where do you want to be positioned? Do you want to be positioned in the middle? You want to be positioned next to, I don't know, guys who are very loud and selling, I don't know, meat and fish? Or do you want to position yourself somewhere where there's much more tranquility and much more calmness? Do you want to position yourself in the middle of something that's not even close to what you're offering, and you want to be the black sheep in the middle? Or do you want to position yourself next to the people who are selling something very similar? There's no right and wrong here, but your idea is to really think about, how do I want to present myself? Who do I want to be associated with? What kind of image I want to create? What kind of reputation I want to have? How do I want to be seen? How do I want to be perceived? You need to ask yourself, where do I want to create my corner of the industry? Where do I want to claim it so that it not only makes me feel great about myself and about my industry, but also it invites the right people into my corner of the industry? I hope this makes sense. So all of this also definitely speaks to becoming your business, and not just doing your craft, not just doing your thing, not just taking action in order to create that thing that you're creating, like writing a book or training people in the gym or being a coach and having those coaching sessions. But basically you create a whole ecosystem around what it is that you're creating. It's not just that one thing that is the core. The core is absolutely essential, but around the core, you also want to create a packaging. And that packaging includes marketing, it includes positioning, it includes sales, it includes which corner of the market, and it includes how you want people to feel when they see that packaging, right? And that means that you want to be the embodiment of your work. You want every single thing about your work and how you package yourself and how you present yourself to represent you. You want to lead by example. Whenever people experience you, they experience the real you. And whenever they enter your world, your reality, they're like, oh my God, this is exactly like Ruta's world. Or this is exactly like Michael's world. Or this is exactly how Toby's world looks like, right? So, you need to be your business. All of it. Not just your product, not just your craft, not just your skills, not just your zone of genius, but all of it. Because that's what business is all about. That's what I talk about when I talk about turn your business into a home. Make your business this really cozy place where you're like, I can't not share. I can't not express. I can't not create. I can't not show up. I can't not sell. I can't not market myself. I can't not promote myself or my work. Because it's amazing. I love it. I love what I do. I love who I am. I love what I create. And I love what it does to other people. I see such a deep purpose and meaning behind my creations, and therefore I want to shout from the rooftops that this is exactly what they need. They realize that or not. And on top of all of this, I also want to speak a little bit about infusion, which is the title of my one-on-one programs. And infusion in Cambridge Dictionary means the act of adding one thing to another to make it stronger or better. Another description of infusion is an inward flow that helps to fill something. When I came up with the title for my one-on-one mentorship programs, which by the way is all customized and tailored to your specific needs, for me what was essential to bring across with the title was that it's all about who you are, what's your core, what's your soul's calling, what's your alignment, who you are meant to be on this planet, what you're meant to create, how you are meant to present yourself, and infuse it into absolutely everything that you do. So infusion, again, is the act of adding one thing to another to make it stronger or better, to create more and better, to increase the quality. And increasing quality in this case is aiming for excellence of who you are, what you are creating, what your skill set is, squeezing the most out of it in all shapes and forms, whatever it means in your specific case, so that everything that you do is the reflection of who you truly are. So you're infusing everything that you do with you, with your authentic, raw, aligned, harmonious self, the person that you truly are deep down. You infuse by going inward, by going inwardly and flowing like water, like I said earlier, filling the gaps with you, with your essence, with your unique flavor, with your unique spice, with your unique edge, with your approach, with your offer. Whatever it is that you do, it's you, it's who you are. It's an extension of who you are. It's not just a thing that you do. Like I said in some of the lives, when you treat your business or your craft as something external of you, then it also feels kind of either heavy. It's like I don't feel inspired to do this. I procrastinate. All of these things start happening. But when you infuse your entire life with your essence, there's no more separation between you and your business, between you and your craft, between you and that action that you need to take. Because it's who you are. That's what infusion is all about. So often we look externally for something to fill those gaps. We look externally for something to fix our problems. We look externally for strategies that will help us to go and implement something that we want to implement. But really, what we need to realize and start utilizing is our own wisdom, innate wisdom. Because all of that external stuff is just noise, it's just a distraction. Maybe it could be used as inspiration, but really, you have what it takes internally to fill all those gaps. You have everything within yourself already. That life within you that already exists can be translated into absolutely everything that you create. So you already have all the keys. You already have all the answers. You already have what it takes. The question is, are you using it? Are you owning it? Are you implementing it? Are you trusting yourself? Do you believe in yourself? Do you show up as that person? Are you brave enough to do what it takes? Are you brave enough to be your true self? Are you brave enough to present yourself the way you know you have to be presented, instead of molding yourself into someone you are not? Are you allowing yourself to shine fully? So often we pretend to have our shit together, or we pretend to be these professional individuals. How many times I've experienced it myself in my life, especially in the corporate world, but also in the coaching world in the last 4 years. It was a journey. It was a journey for me to own that I'm also not perfect. The last couple of days I've been sharing that I've been going through some interesting realizations and downloads, and connecting the dots about my life and my upbringing, and certain situations that happened in my life when it comes to specifically my family life, that maybe made me realize such deep insights that were holding me back from really enjoying and squeezing the most out of life, and owning who I really am as a leader by example, living my life the way I want to live, but also helping others live that way too. Because it's not about perfection. And I wanted you to see that yes, there are villains, there are monsters, there are some deeply rooted narratives in your head that make you feel like you're not there yet, you're not good enough, you're not ready for it yet. You should work on it more, you should prepare yourself better, you should study more. You can't yet present your offers. You have nothing valuable to offer. All of these stories are just stories. All of those stories are just voices in your head that have been implanted by your family members, your parents, your grandparents, society you grew up in, what you saw on the TV, a teacher, a friend, some bully. All of that is not real. Those voices are not you. What we're doing here is we're unleashing, we're taking all of those layers off the onion, unleashing the power within you by unpeeling the onion layer by layer by layer, shedding skins, shedding all the skins that are no longer yours. They don't belong to you anymore. And what's underneath it all is the core you. And when you find that core you, we dig and dig and dig and dig and dig, and we find the core you, that powerful you that you are. That is when we do the magic of infusion, to let that powerful, authentic you to infuse through your entire life, your lifestyle, your work, your craft, your relationships. Everything that you do is then with the sprinkle of your true self, with the right voice in your head, not with the voice that was implanted artificially into your subconscious mind, the one who is mean towards yourself, the one who is judgmental towards yourself, the one who wants to compare yourself to other people, the one who doesn't feel like they can actually succeed at the next level, the one who keeps on feeling like something is missing. Nothing is missing. Like I said, nothing is missing externally. Everything internally is already there. Look there. Stop looking there and look there. Those are just distractions. Those are just distractions. So when you do all of this, you establish your own unique authority in your corner of the industry, because you do it your own unique way. You do it with your own unique energy, with your own unique voice, with your own unique approach, with your own unique attitude, teaching your own unique teachings. And the right people resonate with that. And those who don't resonate, they don't matter anyway. So what? That is how you create your corner of the industry, and you claim it. And the right people are gonna come and enjoy your company. The right people are going to come, find you, and then they will bring more people to your corner of the industry. That's it for today. That's what I wanted to share. And I'm going through some comments. Lots of love from my caravan in London. That's so cool. Thank you. I'm exactly in this spot as we speak. I am in such a confused zone that people are appearing in my life just as I need them. That's amazing. Wonderful. Our message is absolutely identical, and I love how you deliver. That's wonderful. I'm so happy to hear that. Hope it was helpful. If you ever have any questions about any of this, feel free to reach out. Also, let me know if there are any specific topics that you would like me to cover. Brilliant. Wonderful. I'm so happy that you're here. It's been a great pleasure, and see you in the next live. I can't wait to speak more and dig even deeper. Have a beautiful, beautiful weekend. and speak to you very soon. Bye bye.